Hello everyone. In today's video, we're going to discuss about phenomenology and ethnomethodology with a special reference to Clifford Geertz. The first question comes, what is phenomenology? Phenomenology is commonly described as the study of phenomena as they manifest in our existence, of the way we perceive and understand phenomena, and of the meaning phenomena have in our subjective experience. Edmund Husserl, he is known as the father of phenomenology. In a simple terms, let's put this way, that phenomenology will be described as any special phenomena that is occurring in our society, in our social structure, and how we are interpreting, we are trying to describe that phenomena with our understanding. It's known as phenomenology. Now, let's come to the next part, which is nature of phenomenology. So there are a few points about describing the nature of phenomenology. Point number one, influenced by psychology. Phenomenology is a subject that is influenced by psychology. Why? Because whenever a phenomena is occurring to the society, humans are trying to interpret it with their own consciousness, with their own psychological aspects. Second point, focus on cognitive aspects of sense working. That means people are trying to explain any phenomena that is occurring with their own understanding, with their own reasoning, with their own empirical thought process. Point number three, focus on real world. Phenomenology is always related to the real world and not an ideal type world. Last point, focus on abstract mental phenomena. Here the abstract mental phenomena refers to the abstract, the boundless conception, the boundless thought process of mind. Our human mind is not concised or not restricted to think a limited part of the society. Whenever a new phenomena occurs or it keeps on occurring, it is our brain that keeps on thinking various multiple variables and at the same time various repercussions that can occur or that can happen during this phenomena. Hence, it is very difficult to concise or to restrict human thinking within a boundary. That's why it focuses on abstract mental phenomena. That means wherever and how much human mind can go to think, to describe or to interpret the phenomena, they will go for it. Now, let's talk about Husserl's contribution on phenomenology. Edmund Husserl concentrated more on the ideal's essential structures of consciousness, as he wanted to exclude any hypothesis on the existence of external objects. He introduced the method of phenomenological reduction to eliminate them. In other words, Edmund Husserl worked to eliminate all the hypotheses which were illogical or unrelated to explain the phenomena that was occurring in the society. This has been done with the introduction of phenomenology. According to Husserl, phenomenology is the science of essence of consciousness, centered on the defining trait of intentionality, approached explicitly in the first person. Now, let's talk about what is ethnomethodology. Ethnomethodology is a method of sociological analysis that examines how individuals use everyday conversation to construct a common sense view of the world. When we are talking about phenomenology, it was focusing on a particular phenomena that occur in society. Whereas to understand the society or the social view of the world, ethnomethodology focus on the daily life routine of a person. For example, a person who wakes up in the morning, does his breakfast, go for work, then comes back at home, does his dinner and then sleep. In this routine, with how many people he came into interaction, are those people always comes at interaction with him or not on a daily basis, all these things makes up a world for that particular person. Hence, ethnomethodology is actually interested to focus in the daily life routine of that person and how his daily routine makes a sense of the worldview. Husserl Garfinkel is known as the father of ethnomethodology. The nature of ethnomethodology. First of all, it is influenced by sociology. Next, it focuses on methods used in sense making. It means ethnomethodologists use those methods to explain the daily behavior of a person by using such methods, by using such tools that helps them to understand the pattern of behavior or daily interaction that people have in their daily life. Third point, it focuses on reality constituting procedure. Ethnomethodology is based on reality and not on ideal type. That means whatever theories or hypotheses ethnomethodology is trying to construct, it constructs by understanding the reality. And for that reason, it always focuses on those procedures, on those proceedings by which we can understand the daily basis routine of a person. Fourth point, focus on social interaction. Human beings are social animals, and no human beings can exist without social interaction. For ethnomethodology, social interaction is a very essential part, and hence without social interaction no human beings can exist, and ethnomethodology cannot construct the important hypothesis or the logical conclusion without social interaction. Now, let's discuss about the contribution of Clifford Geertz in phenomenology and ethnomethodology. But before going to that, we must know who was Clifford Geertz, and let's have a little peek in his life. Point number A, an American cultural anthropologist. Clifford Geertz was an American cultural anthropologist who was born in 23rd August 1926. He was a big critic of scientific model used in social science. At the same time, he rejected the casual explanation or determinism that so often passed for explanation and instead embraced hermeneutics. Let me tell you, those who doesn't know about hermeneutics, hermeneutics is a reference or a process by which any social phenomena which is happening in a society can be explained with a reference to the Bible. Last point, he studied complex syncretic societies of Indonesia like Java, Bali, Celebes and Sumatra, and in Morocco. He made his contribution by doing his research in complex societies of Indonesia like Java, Bali, Celebes, Sumatra, and also he made his research study in Morocco. Clifford Geertz on Symbolic and Interpretative Anthropologies. According to Clifford Geertz, humans are in need of symbolic source of illumination to orient themselves with respect to the system of meaning that is any particular culture. In other words, Clifford Geertz is trying to say that whenever humans tries to establish their social relationship or tries to interpret the society, it always prefer to use symbols. The symbols are very essential to have or to establish the social interaction without which human cannot exist. And as so, since symbolism or symbolic illumination has become the part of daily life of people, it has also become part of their culture. Next, he focused more on how individuals, more on the way in which symbols related to one another within the culture and how individuals see, feel, and think about the world. It means that Clifford Geertz was more focused on how individuals are using the symbols, in what way individuals are using those symbols, and how individual feels when they think, when they feel, when they see the world, the society, their social interaction with the help of these symbols. Now, let's see Geertz on religion. In his essay Religion as a Cultural System, published in 1966, he argued religion should be studied as a symbolic system in terms of which believers interpret the world and live their lives. Religion as a cultural system is a system of symbols which act to establish powerful, pervasive, and long lasting moods and motivation in men by making conceptions of a general order existence, clothing these conceptions with such an area of factuality that the mood and motivation seems uniquely realistic. In other words, Geertz tried to explain that religion should be studied as a part of symbolic system in which people use religion and all the tools of religion as a symbol to interpret the world in which we humans live. Religion is a part of culture. So if we use this symbolic system of religion to explain the world, to interpret the world, we can also use it to interpret our cultural system. That will explain the differences or the variation of the moods or the understanding or the psychology of man as their general existence in the society. And this existence or this understanding or this interpretation of the society with the help of religion as a symbolic system will not be an ideal type, rather it will be realistic, it will be authentic, it will be empirical, and it will be logical to understand. Now let's look at some of the important works of Clifford Geertz. The Interpretation of Culture, which was published in 1973. Local Knowledge, further essay in Interpretative Anthropology, published in 1983. The Religion of Java, published in 1960. Islam Observed, published in 1968. And Kinship in Bali, published in 1975. So there are many more, but these are few major contribution or works of Clifford Geertz in the history of anthropology, phenomenology, sociology, and ethnomethodology. Now, let's recall whatever we have learned so far through this MCQ. Question number 1. Who is known as the father of phenomenology? Here, the correct option is option A, Edmund Husserl. Question number 2. When did Clifford Geertz publish his work The Religion of Java? The correct answer here is option B, 1960. Question number 3. Ethnomethodology is influenced by. Here, the correct answer is option B, sociology. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this video.